Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, January 11th, 2019. Welcome to another eBay video. Today we're going to be discussing certain eBay topics that I hope will interest you, such as how to combine shipments on eBay, as well as your comments, questions, and eBay concerns from last week's video. That being said, let's get started with your comments, questions, and concerns right now. Several people wrote in about certain eBay issues. Robert K. wrote, "Hi Joe, congratulations on 20 years and Happy New Year. I have two eBay stores, a basic and a premium. In my basic, I purchased from eBay Shipping Supplies some free quarterly items today. I was not charged sales tax. In my premium store, I went to buy from eBay Shipping Supplies, but they wouldn't let me use PayPal, so I emptied my cart and left. I was also being charged sales tax. I won't buy from anyone unless I can pay with PayPal. eBay needs to allow us to use PayPal as well as manage payments." I do know that the company that sells the eBay Shipping Supplies is enrolled in managed payments. I know that for a fact. In fact, I just got my shipping supplies the other day. I ordered them, and I have a $50 credit. And when I went to order my shipping supplies, my bill came to $54. I went $4 over, which I had to pay. And because I previously made a payment with my credit card, I was able to use that same credit card without re-entering it in. It was basically saved for me because eBay Shipping Supplies does not accept PayPal because they're in the new beta program for managed payments. But my question to you, Robert, I'm pretty sure, I don't know how much your credit was for, but let's say it was for $50. If you would have ordered, let's say, only $48 worth, you wouldn't have had to worry about paying at all because you could have just used your coupon code. So I'm imagining that you went over the threshold just like I did. But if that really bothers you, just go back in, select some items, but don't go over the threshold and you won't have to pay and you should be fine. But still, I can understand your point that it's an inconvenience. Mark Raymond wrote, "I think eBay are once again at war with sellers and that no such period ever ended. The forthcoming service metrics, yet another adverse change. This on top of the prevention of customer services from changing false snag claims to the real reason. CS can also not close cases in the seller's favor even when the evidence is compelling." And I did bring this up in last week's video. He's correct. It is, in my opinion, sinful that eBay customer service cannot correct an obvious wrong when we can show them in black and white that it's a case of customer remorse and they're claiming that there's something wrong with the item, even though there isn't, just to get the free shipping back. It's sad, it's wrong. That, like I said in last week's video, is something that I am lobbying to change. Guys, you know me. When I get a hold of an issue, I run with it and I don't let go until it's come to a satisfactory conclusion, in my opinion. It may take time, but we'll see. Alan Mayer wrote, "Great for you, Joe. Keep up the good work, both on eBay and YouTube. 22-year eBay veteran here. Call me beat down and tired. I recall the rocky road of eBay very well as well. What a wild ride it has been. Suggestions? eBay really should become our trading partner once again. They need to firmly address the fitchy buyers who abuse returns and stop punishing us when the buyer is the problem person in the transaction. I hear rumor eBay is stepping up seller protection for 2019, but they have a long history of speaking one thing and doing another. As for feedback, I'd like to see it abandoned completely. Feedback has run its course and should be retired. Let our selling performance in eBay's eyes be shown instead. P.S. I dare you to do it, Joe. I dare you." referencing the very end of last week's video. Yes, a few people did write in about last week's video at the very end. I had asked you guys if you wanted me to pour the Fox News Cup of Life contents over my head. What happened is I screwed up the very end as I was editing it, and I edited out a couple of sentences that were key, which is why I left everybody basically hanging. So I guess it's best to say you'll never know how that video was intended to end. And as far as what Alan Mayer was saying, will they increase seller protection in 2019? I don't know. I haven't heard of anything in the rumor mill, but hey man, if you did, that's good news. I sure hope you're right. On bad buyers, Dominic Battaglia wrote, and this is really long, okay? So I'm going to tell you now, but there's a lot of information I want to cover here, so I got to read the whole thing. While I only started watching your videos in 2016, I've spent hours watching most of them, either when I'm listing items or as my late night TV. Thank you again, Joe, and Happy New Year. I have another example of feedback abuse. I see 5797029 had a bad experience. A buyer yesterday purchased 2 items from my store. On a whim, I decided to check their feedback left for others. Oh man, it was terrifying. 11 pages of mostly negative feedback for nearly every seller. Clearly this is abuse. I reported the buyer. This is the message I sent. This buyer has purchased 2 items from me, but investigating this buyer's feedback left for others, they appear to be abusing the feedback system. To be clear, nothing negative has happened to me yet, but I fear that this will be a no-win situation in that negative feedback appears to be the only outcome. The buyer has 11 pages of mostly negative feedback for every seller. Select instances may be true, but it's highly improbable that this buyer has received poor service from nearly every seller. As stated before, I'm concerned because this seller has purchased 2 items from me, and as you can see from my eBay messages and from my feedback, I always will go out of my way to provide buyers the best service I can, even at my own expense. I'm worried that no matter what I do, this buyer may reward me with inappropriate negative feedback. I have no problem for feedback that reflects reality. I have discussed this situation by phone with an eBay representative, and they advised that I report this. The buyer is either the most unfortunate, unlucky person on eBay, or they have an agenda to damage the platform. I'm writing preemptively to express my concerns. Like many other sellers, I have worked hard by treating buyers like family and losing money in some cases to satisfy buyers, to maintain a 100% positive reputation. I don't want to unjustly lose it. Thank you for looking into this. Oh wow. Dominic Battaglia. Several months ago, I made a video and we talked about bad eBay buyers, and you may remember I came out here and I said, do you think I should name egregious bad buyers? And everybody, or just about everybody, said yes, that they thought I should. If you don't mind, would you want to share that buyer's user ID with us? Because I'm sure there are some people watching this video now that would like to block this person if their agenda is to leave bad feedback for eBay sellers. I have shown you in the past cases of buyers that were abusing the system, and it seemed at the time eBay was doing nothing. I sure hope something has changed in that respect. I read an interesting story on Facebook the other day that I'll relate to you that applies here. In one of the Facebook groups, a certain seller posted that she was being harassed by an eBay buyer. The buyer was sending her numerous contacts through the eBay system that were harassing in nature. The seller reported the bad buyer to eBay, as she should, and nothing was done. This buyer, to this day, continues to harass this eBay seller. All she could do was block the buyer, but that does not block the buyer from sending messages. Up to this point, eBay has done absolutely nothing to help this poor lady. And I really don't understand it, because the case is just open and shut with all the harassing messages. I am a 20-year eBay seller. You guys know who I am. You know what I stand for. You know I love making money on eBay, and I do. But what differentiates me from other people that make eBay videos and videos about selling online and Etsy and Amazon, I call it right down the middle. When something's not right, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to mention it. I am not going to hide behind the facts, all right? I'm going to come out and I'm going to present the facts, all right? So this is something eBay really needs to step up on, is what I would call weeding out bad buyers. I myself have had some luck with eBay knocking down bad accounts. Keep in mind that the accounts I got whacked were high-profile scamming accounts used to hurt myself and possibly others. So really there was nothing they could do but take action in that case. With these accounts that harass people, like the one I told you on Facebook, and with the account that was leaving all the negative feedback like Battaglia just brought up, you know, fair is fair and right is right, and I think eBay needs to seriously take action in these cases in order to keep the platform a safe and respected place to do business. Mercedes Lux wrote, "What? No pouring of the contents of your Fox News cup of life on your head? Hee hee. Congratulations on the 20 years selling and buying on eBay, Joe. When I first found you on YouTube, I think you had almost 9,000 subscribers. Of course, after watching my very first video you made, I subscribed immediately. I do not think I have missed one of your videos since. I even enjoy your videos about living up there, and yes, I did watch the video of your flat tire situation. I will say this video, selling on eBay for 20 years, by far, in my opinion, is one of the best you've ever made, Joe. I enjoyed your talk about 2007 ranting video and how John Donahoe really missed the mark, leading eBay into the future and hence turning his back on sellers. I'm tickled he no longer is with eBay. You asked if we had a wish for eBay to change something and what it would be. My answer to that, or wish, would be that eBay to leave sellers generic positive feedback when the buyer never leaves it in a certain amount of weeks or months. I think I can speak for all sellers. Our feedback numbers would be much higher if every buyer was happy with their purchase and smooth transaction left the seller a positive feedback. It would be fantastic, but sadly that just does not happen. Also, I'm a buyer on eBay and have run across sellers that never leave feedback. Well, I see your point in both cases. As far as the sellers never leaving feedback, as a seller, as soon as a customer of mine leaves me positive feedback, I leave it for them usually within the same hour because they deserve it. But as you guys know, last year I stopped leaving bulk positive feedback because I found it was causing me more returns, more headaches, and more aggravation. And I still stand by my decision. No more bulk positive feedback for Joey. I will leave positive feedback for every single eBay buyer that has left it for me. For those of you guys that agree with me, that's great. For those of you guys who don't, that's great too. You guys do what works for you. I do think that after, let's say, 1 month, eBay should leave generic positive feedback for every seller, providing the buyer has not opened any kind of complaint or issue. Now I'm going to stop for a minute and take my first drink from the Fox News Cup of Life. It's cold outside, it's cloudy, and it's crazy windy. That's why I'm filming inside, because the microphone will be picking up all the wind. Speaking of this wonderful Fox News Cup of Life, I hope you guys were able to catch the video I made on Sunday, where I displayed the Fox News Cup of Life in some very interesting New York City locations. Do you guys know I have wanted to make that video for weeks, and every single Sunday bar none it rained or snowed. So last Saturday, they were calling for a sunny Sunday, 100% sun. I said, great, finally a sunny day. We're due, I'm making that video. I get up Sunday morning, 100% clouds and showers. I don't know how the weather prognosticators can be so off the mark consistently with the weather. They're horrible. So it looked like it was going to be nasty all day. But around 12 o'clock, I saw peaks of sun. And I said, I better make the move now because this is as good as it will ever get. And I was right about that. It was sunny for about 3 hours. Then the clouds rolled in and the showers came back. And we have not had a sunny day since. Not one. But that video on the Fox News Couple Life was a lot of work to make because I had to go to a lot of locations. If you guys enjoyed it, that's all that counts. If you guys are interested in seeing any more videos in that vein, please let me know in the comment section, or if you want me to fine-tune it a little more, okay? Comment that below. One idea I had, and this could be a little bit of a problem, but I'm still thinking about doing it, is I would go into a busy area, like either in the Bronx or Manhattan, where there's a lot of people walking on the street, and I would just start stopping people at random with the Fox News Couple Life. And I would ask them their opinion on the Fox News Couple Life, or I could even ask them if they saw a certain Fox News report. What do you think? Let me know your feelings in the comment section below while I get back to the comments. 579-7029, Mike wrote, Joe, I do all that I can to protect my account. It's usually near perfect, including 100% positive feedback for the past 4 years. That changed on New Year's Eve. I got negged. The reason was for a shirt that didn't fit due to it being too small. The buyer received it 5 weeks ago and never contacted me or opened a return, even though this item had free return shipping. I did some digging and found he left a negative for another seller for the same brand of shirt, too small. He bought both of these shirts within 5 days of each other. He never contacted the other seller either. This buyer left a total of 4 negs on the same day. Another was for item delivered 2 days late. According to eBay customer service, the only way to remove it is if the buyer opens a return and sends the item back. There should be a better remedy for this situation, since an item that doesn't fit is not a valid reason for it. In my opinion, that is a case of buyer remorse. The buyer bought the wrong size shirt, it didn't fit. Almost all my returns are for buyer remorse. Wrong size doesn't fit. I've never ever gotten a neg out of it, thankfully. But it's really weird, your story, because you have free returns. And if I'm correct, and I don't want to be quoted on this, didn't eBay say that people who opted into the free returns program would be protected from negative feedback in cases like this? Now again, don't quote me. I'm just thinking off the top of my head here. I think what happened to Mike was wrong. And Mike, I suggest, Mike, contact eBay for Business if you haven't already. Explain the situation, what happened, and make sure you tell them the name of your eBay account. I'm sure that they can help you. On Wednesday, January 9th, it was exactly my 20th anniversary on eBay. And it so happens eBay for Business did their live podcast on Wednesday afternoon and actually gave me a shout out for being on eBay for 20 years. I thought that was really nice of them. Griff and Audrey gave me a shout out. I know some of you guys saw it live because I remember seeing some of your names in the chat section. But for any of those who haven't seen it, you may want to check it out. There's always good advice coming from eBay for Business. I have a few more comments to read. Two Shoobs wrote, I had somebody buy an item from Westland, Michigan. Should I be nervous? Also on that topic, Joel Dodson wrote, we need to do a meetup in Westland, Michigan. Joel, I have absolutely no desire to go anywhere near Westland, Michigan. A few channel comments now. James Page wrote, Hi Joe, I'm getting close to 20 years also. Do you remember the first time you got Power Seller? I need to check my filing cabinet, but eBay sent me a congratulations certificate in the mail years ago. Yes, they also sent me one many years ago. I don't remember the date, but I would say it was a very long time ago. Once I became a Power Seller, I never lost Power Seller status, even during the dark days of Donahoe. Get a Job wrote, "Congratulations on 20 years of selling on eBay. Did eBay send you a certificate? Yes, I saw the Crazy Man reviews that are a total waste of his time and all of our time and yours. That made me mad enough to find a way to leave a positive review about you and your years of dedication to the welfare of all eBay sellers. That and a well-deserved review was left by me in Google+. The first review I left was from Google Maps about a year ago when you first needed our help in setting the positive record straight. Thank you for all you do, Joe." Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Get a Job, for all you've done for me in return. Jill Smith wrote, "I've been with you since your very first video. Man, you were full of fire and I loved it. You gave PayPal hell. That clip in your current opening, with you talking on the radio in your car, is from an angry PayPal video you did. It was like a mini detective movie, LOL. You are such a great source of info for everyone. Thanks again, Joe." The last comment I'm going to read before we get into some new business is from Charles Foreman. "Simply the best, Joe. You are simply the best at helping people with problems with eBay, as lots of people can't thank you enough for the help you've given. All the information you give to others helps lots of people, even if they never get in touch with you. You have a follower in me for as long as you are here, Joe. Happy New Year and peace!" Thank you, Mr. Charles Foreman, for your positive comments. That being said, we're going to now move on to some new topics. How to combine eBay shipments. I had something weird happen this week. As you know, I have a lot of items that are in quantity listings, whereas you can buy 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So I had a guy buy a Mercury hub from me, and 1 minute later, the same guy buys the same hub from me again. He really needed 2. Why he didn't put 2 in the quantity field, I don't know. But I wanted to combine shipping on them, and I decided to show you how to do it. So we'll do a cutaway to that right now, then we'll come back and talk about something else that happened. Okay guys, now I'm going to show you how to combine orders on eBay. What you do is you first go into your orders awaiting shipment page, which is where I am right now. On the left side, shipping, there's a drop-down menu, and you would click on print shipping labels or invoices. Remember to check off any items you want to combine. Here you can see I have 3 items listed total, and 2 of them can be combined. For some reason, this person bought these items separately. This was a quantity listing where they could have bought any amount they wanted. So instead of clicking quantity 2, they bought them separately. I don't know why they did, but that's what happened. So anyway, you would click on print shipping labels or invoices. The next screen that would come up is this one, and of course it's pre-checked U.S. Postage Service or FedEx Express label. Then this screen comes up. You will check off both these, and from the drop-down menu here, Action, you will see this. And you will select on Combine Shipments. Don't worry about anything it says on the right here. You're not really paying now. Right now you're going to click on Combine Shipments. Then this will come up. You will click on both the items in question right here, and then you will click on Combine these shipments. Once you click on this, another screen will come up where you will enter the correct weight and your fee will show up, and you will proceed from there. Let's get back to the video now. Okay, before we do anything else, another drink from the Fox News Cup of Life. This is the best. Now basically the procedure I showed you was fairly cut and dry, and I think it was quite easy to understand. But something else happened to me during the week that's related. Another eBay buyer bought 2 items from me and did the same thing. He bought one, paid immediately, then he bought another one and paid immediately, but the second person was using eBay guest accounts, 2 different ones. Basically what he did was he started an eBay guest account to buy my item, which he did. Then 5 minutes later, he started another eBay guest account, a different one, to buy the same item from me again. I tried to combine shipments the way I showed you, and eBay would not let me do it, even though it had the man's name and the same address. I called eBay customer service, explained the situation to them, and they told me that they could not help me. They said that I had to ship those items in 2 different boxes. They said the only other alternative was for me to cancel the sale on one of them and tell the customer then to start all over again and rebuy everything and start from scratch. And I said to the representative, there's no way I'm going to make my customer jump through hoops to do that. If it comes to it, I will take the loss and pay double shipping, all right? Because I did lose some money on shipping because the guy was located in Puerto Rico, which I didn't count on, and the shipping there was more expensive, but that's on me, not on him. But I thought it's interesting. It's interesting and a little perplexing that when people use 2 different eBay guest accounts, even though the item's going to the same address, we cannot combine shipping. So yeah, guys, that's that. Another eBay video wrapped up. Please comment any questions, comments, and concerns you have in the comment section, and I will address them next week. I am Crazy New York Driver, and you're not. I come out here each week to make these videos to try and help you sell on eBay and remain successful. If you think I did a good job, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm appreciated. If you didn't think I did a good job, tell me in the comments section what you want to hear about next week, and I'll do my best to hit that topic up for you. Remember, I am a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I'm still making money online. I've solved a lot of problems, and I've never worn a mask. That being said, I want you to go out there and make a ton of money on eBay. And as always, rock on and peace! Yeah! Yeah!